Namaste, beautiful souls. Welcome to Lotus Flower Wellness Temple. Everyone is loved and welcome here. We are a community that supports each other in our walks, in our paths, our unique individual paths. So we support each other and we help each other from week to week, building different tool sets, different awareness models, things that you can already know, walk through your life confidently, that you've already discerned certain things and that you've worked with your reactions. So we help each other here. And so we want to welcome you if this is your first time joining us. Hello, welcome. All right, everyone, let's go ahead and get started. So it's always a blessing to gather here with each other in our community, whether you're online or in temple here with us. So today we are going to continue our journey of conscious thought rewiring. That's what we've been talking about here, learning how to notice our thoughts, how to shift them intentionally, and begin creating a more empowered internal environment. Because when the mind changes, our experience of life changes, right? So as we start to see that, and we can see that in our life, right? Think about something that you're like, wow, I want to make that change, and it means something to you. And then you start to focus, and you see when you don't do that, and then you make that shift, you see that it really does create a change in that behavior for you. You've done it many times with things that are important to you. So we're making that important to us. We're making knowing ourself, our energy, and our core energy here. What is it that we want to do while we're here on this earth? What energy signature are we sending out? So we're aware of those things around here, and it helps us a lot with our growth. So we're going to do a little chant here for just a minute, help get the energy right and soothing. We're going to do the Om Shanti Om. Om Shanti Om. Om Shanti. May peace settle in the body. May clarity settle in the mind. May compassion guide our actions. So one of the most powerful realizations that we can have in our life is that not every thought we think is true. Most thoughts are simply echoes of past conditioning. They come from things that we were told, experiences that we've had, stories we created about ourselves or the world. Over time, these thoughts become very familiar to us. And over time, as they become more familiar, they become almost an internal reaction to certain things, right? You can see that. But mindfulness reveals something important about this. Thoughts are events in the mind, if you can think about it like that. So events in the mind, they arise, they pass, yet many people identify with every thought that appears. When a thought says, I can't do this, we believe that. When a thought says, things always go wrong for me, we believe that too. But awareness allows us to step back and see those thoughts a little bit differently. Instead of saying, this thought is me, we begin saying, this thought is appearing. That small shift changes everything for us. Because once we observe the thought, we are no longer controlled by it. And that creates the possibility for transformation. So when we repeatedly practice noticing our thoughts, we start to see patterns in them. Patterns of worry, patterns of doubt, patterns of self-criticism. And once we see these patterns, we gain the power to choose differently. We can ask ourselves, is this thought helpful? Is this thought aligned with the person that I am becoming, that I am consciously desiring and working towards becoming? Does it align with that? If not, we can gently redirect the mind towards something more supportive. This is the practice of conscious thought rewiring. And it is not about forcing positive thinking. It is about choosing awareness over autopilot. We all know that autopilot is programmed, right? Pre-programmed. Every moment of awareness strengthens a new mental pathway. Over time, these new pathways become our natural way of thinking. And that is how transformation happens. Not overnight, but through small moments of awareness, practicing again and again. So when we talk about rewiring our thought patterns, it is helpful to understand that the brain naturally reinforces whatever we practice the most. So if you're taking notes, write that at the top of the page. Whatever you practice the most, like water, it's going to go to the everybody knows that, right? It's going to the least issues. It's just going to stream. Well, wherever you put the most practice, that's where your energy is going to go. So if we practice worry, the brain comes very good at worrying. It's going to master it, right? If we practice gratitude, the brain becomes very good at noticing that there is good in our lives. Why? Awareness matters so much? Question. That is, can you see it? Can you see it for yourself? Like, if that's what you're doing, every time you choose to continue doing that, you're reinforcing that. But as we start to shift it, that's taking a little bit from this side, putting it on this side, and eventually you're going to have more on this side. So just keep reinforcing what you are choosing and not what you don't want. Mindfulness allows us to pause before automatically walking down these familiar paths. Instead, we begin to explore the new ones. At first, those new pathways will feel a little bit unfamiliar, sometimes even uncomfortable. But the more that we practice them, the stronger they become for us. This is the science behind habit changing and emotional regulation. And it begins with something very simple. Pause. Taking a breath. And choosing a thought that aligns with the life that we want to create. This is the real power of mindfulness practice. And it helps us build an archetype of our inner world instead of the passengers within it. It helps us become that archetype. Let me re-say that. Instead of just a passenger. So, taking that power back, that's what it looks like, right? Nobody's taking it from you. We give it away, and this is how you actively take that back. All right, so with that being said, that is the teaching aspect of temple service today. Now we're going to move into breath work. Right? Yes. Thank you everyone for joining. I'm so glad that you're here. All right, so the breath work that we're going to do today is called the infinity breath. And it's shaped like a figure 8. We're going to start with the bottom loop. We're going to blow all of our stale air and energy out on that bottom loop. Hold that center. Just a little pause there. And then as we start to breathe in that upper loop, we're going to visualize beautiful creator light, air and energy, collecting that and just bringing that back into our being and re-purifying our energy, holding that center and circulating. Now this time when you do the loop again, the next time keep focusing on your breath and just keep circulating. And each breath you're going to start to feel a lot more calm, a lot more relaxed, and more in your super conscious, less in the ego. So let's do it together. Just letting go of anything that's not serving you for your highest good. Keep focusing on that breath. And now I'm going to just remind everyone that you are in a safe space. With each breath, you're just going to feel more comfortable, more relaxed. Now we're going to move into our meditation. If you haven't already closed your eyes, you can feel comfortable to do so. You can go half masked, whatever you like. Just bring your attention to the natural rhythm of your breath. There's nothing to change. There's nothing to control. Simply just observe. If any thoughts arise, notice them without any judgment. Allow them to pass like clouds moving through the sky, very gently. And gently just return your attention back to your breath. Allow awareness to deepen. Slowly bring awareness back to the room when you are ready. Bringing that harmony with you, that peaceful harmony. And just remembering you can go to this place anytime. You can actually call it into any place that you are. I would like to invite Miguel up for the Reiki healing of the mind.
The mind becomes what it repeatedly practices. Each time we notice a negative thought and gently redirect it, we strengthen a new pathway. You do not have to fight your thoughts, simply observe them. Then choose a thought aligned with the person you want to become. With practice, the mind begins to follow the direction of your awareness.
All right, yes, thank you so much. So I'm going to play the sound bowl today, and for a little while, and normally we have an intuitive game. But for today, we're actually just going to enjoy this sound bath for a bit together. So if there's any ailment, anything that has been going on in your life, something that's been drawing a lot of your attention or energy, if you just will direct the healing sounds towards that situation and just allow and be in receiver mode for that healing and to break up some of that congestion, if you will, within that energy and help it to go the way that you are directing. Amazing. Flow amazing. Flow amazing. Yes. Hope everyone enjoyed that. Okay, so I just want to go ahead and first of all thank everyone for joining today. At each week we have homework, different things that we can focus on throughout the week that can help our integration of what we talked about today. So that's really important, right? So the homework today. This week we invite you to practice noticing your thoughts throughout each and every day. Whenever you catch a limited or critical thought arising, pause and ask yourself, is this thought helping me? If not, gently choose a more supportive one. You can also write down one empowering thought that you want to practice each morning of the week as well. Something simple like, I am learning, I am responding with awareness, I am choosing growth. And then just repeat it each day and notice how the mind begins to shift and focus upon that. You're directing your programming your attention in a new direction rather than disempowering. You are empowering and you are choosing, and that is called taking your power back. So yay. All right. And then, just be aware what the divine is helping you constantly. So be aware of what is happening in your now and the signs and the synchronicities that you might have been missing before. Start to open your eyes and pay attention a little bit more and give gratitude for those that you do see, and I promise you, you'll get a lot more. So with that being said, thank you so much, everyone. Hang out if you would like to. We're about to start into our podcast, Harmony for Humanity. So what we do is we just shift over. So if you are interested in staying behind, it gives a little bit further discussion about what we talked about today. And so I would love to see you there. Give us just a couple of minutes. All right. And if you're not staying for the podcast, I just want to say thank you so much for joining today. Thank you. If you'll like, share, subscribe, send this out to someone that you know that could help them, pretty much anyone. Send it out and help us. Thank you so much. We appreciate you. All right. You ready, Miguel? We'll slide on over. Turtle? Tim's a turtle. And then we can come up a little. Okay. Namaste. Welcome, beautiful souls, to Lotus Flower Wellness Temple Podcast, Harmony for Humanity. I'm Erin. All right, yay. So today we are continuing our exploration of the mind, mindfulness, and conscious thought rewiring. We invite everyone here in the temple and everyone watching online to join us in this conversation as we reflect on what arose during today's service. So I just want to say welcome to everyone that is online and watching us, whether it be now or later. We will definitely read the comments later. So if you have any thoughts that arise or anything you want to share with us, please leave it in the comments. We always appreciate those kind comments. All right, so Miguel, how's it going?
All right.
All right. So, what part of today's teaching resonated with you the most?
Well, I just think just rewire your thoughts. We all have little negative thoughts that we can improve out of our mindset. Just little things that, this bad little thing is negatively affecting me. You know, we could all find improvement to just kind of remove even just a small thing that's causing you emotional and mental harm, or it might be something that's causing somebody else grief and pain.
All right. Yes. Well, thank you for sharing that. Did you notice any thoughts arise during the meditation today? Did anything arise for you? Do you have any distraction issues, or were you pretty well able to keep that flow going? What was your experience like?
I would say pretty calm today.
Okay.
Honestly, considering I just jumped in and everything, but I'm actually not feeling too bad right now. Just pretty even feel, just pretty content.
Well, good. Well, I love hearing that. So, what thought patterns do you usually notice repeating in your life mostly? What's the big one that gets you the most?
I would say, I've got a whole longer list of them, but I would say, as of recently, I've been kind of struggling with my pride. I'm struggling with things not going my way. Just things not going my way, and just frustration towards these things that aren't going my way, the way I'm hoping, the way that I work towards certain goals, or I have certain expectations about certain things. Frustration kicks in, and it just doesn't go my way, so then I end up kicking myself off
Yeah.
over that failure that seems to be a reoccurring theme right now. Is that there's good in it.
Okay, so essentially you're just on to the next question that I had, because I was going to say, how does pausing before reacting change your experience of the situations? And obviously, for you to say what you just said, there's a point where you do become discerning. And so that's what I'm hearing from you. So congratulations on that, because that is what takes that and changes it after a while, right? But it's almost like taking that first step, standing up to a bully, kind of.
Yeah.
You know, you might not have beat him up, but you let him know, hey, I'm not going for this anymore.
Right.
Right? So that's power. That's very powerful. And I'm glad that you so naturally said that. That shows like what's really going on in there, that real transformation. So I see that, and I want to let you know I see that growth happening right before my eyes. Where's the hang on, let me get this here for him. Yay. All right. So, what challenges do you experience when trying to stay mindful during stressful moments?
I would say I get easily distracted. Easily distracted and easily frustrated. So I would say it's kind of probably two big distractions.
Well, you're aware of those, right? You're consciously aware of that. So whenever that feeling comes up and you start to see yourself moving towards that, you can then impose your other discernment of, hey, oh, I see this pattern trap. I see this pattern trap. Oh, thank you. So what you've done is you've left yourself kind of breadcrumbs almost to follow. When you understand your patterns, you can then see them and almost look at them different. Like you can say, oh, it's almost like a stop sign or a red light. This says go, right? It's letting you know, hey, this is where that choice is being made. And so it's very beautiful when you can understand the pattern and see how it's actually laying out a map for you of understanding how to make that shift and change, which is so beautiful. So what empowering thought could you begin practicing this week that's something that's new? So just discern like what's coming up for you from inside. What's something brand new that maybe your soul might be sharing, or your intuition, or what's coming up for you right now? And I ask that question. What empowering thought could you begin practicing this week?
I would say you don't always have to succeed, because there's power in failure too. And so even if I fail, there's at a minimum it's a learning experience. So if things don't go my way, or I attempt something and it didn't work out, that's not to say I tend to have a self-defeating thought. So I kind of see people a little differently. Okay, this happened, it didn't work. I can just put that off to the side and say, that didn't work, so let me try it differently. Or even, okay, well, this didn't happen the way I expected, but there might have been better results that did not how I might have taken it, or whatever. It's just there's always so many variables that we can never truly control. So things are never going to go quite as we hope. Things are never going to go quite as we expect. And sometimes, we fall flat on our face, and sometimes that bad experience can lead to blessing in disguise.
Yes, thank you. Thank you for sharing that. It was very wise, actually, too. And that when we can focus on that aspect, we start to gain a trust for our path more than, the workings of humans, or, the people that we think might actually have something to do with what our reality is going to be in the situation, right? When we can let go of that, it dissolves some of that fear. Because we know, even when things haven't worked out the way we thought, we saw a connection to something else that couldn't have happened if that did happen, that we're grateful for, right? And so when we can focus on what you just said and shift the energy to letting that be our truth, then we don't subjectify ourselves to all that fear that comes with not having that locked in as our truth. So it's like a battle, that all those things going on is a battle between those two things, right? And getting you to where you're 100% locked in on that internally, knowing that no matter what, things are working for your highest good and your highest timeline, and so taking all power away from that fear. Changes completely your reaction to things when things don't go the way we planned. And so I think that's so divine how that came up, which it always is, but I just absolutely love that. So let's talk about some integration from last week to this week. Last service that you were at, let's go with that. So the week from here to now, and I know that we talked earlier, and maybe the week hasn't gone very specifically the way that you thought, but you had some skills that you used this week that helped you get through it, right? Having an open mind, more receiving of, okay, I'm going to take this with grace, move forward and see. And then on the other side, you saw kind of a blessing. You're like, I like this better anyway, right? Do you see how the old patterns of you that you've been working towards changing might have migrated to a more of a negative approach to that, right? Instead of the way that you went about it, that's coming now giving you something to be grateful for instead of something to be sad about, right?
Yeah.
So you want to talk a little bit about that integration from the lessons that you've implemented into your life that helped you make that shift, that you can clearly see the difference between the old pattern Miguel and where you are now, that you've consciously been building your truths and what you will allow for yourself and what you are choosing to turn away from. Can you talk about that for a second?
Well, I used to count the misses and ignore the hits when I was younger. So I was always had this bitter envy in my heart. Oh, I didn't get this, or this didn't happen to me. Oh, this person got this and I didn't, or whatever. I kind of learned that to just, it brings a lot more contentment and joy in my life when I flip it, to be grateful for even just the little things I have, just complaining about what I do have and can't give or anything like that. And so, but like the situation with my job, my boss wanted to let me go. He said it was too good people, and so after a conversation with them, we talked to the supervisor about it. She basically was like, "Oh, I want to give him another chance. I want him to with me." So boss, he said, "Okay, we work with her now." So honestly, it's this position's a lot better for me, honestly. I enjoy my new position a lot more. Could have been, oh, you trying to fire me. Oh, this guy's a jerk. And then it just sapped all the enjoyment of the new job because I'd be too busy whining and complaining about how they tried to fire me, or I can just see it for what it is. That, oh, I actually have a good position. I'm grateful for it. So,
Yeah, I'm giving you 3 cheers. 3 cheers for that. That amazing growth. And you see it too, which is beautiful. You see that exactly, I mean, you just said it right there, which is absolutely beautiful. And that is major, major transformation from the Miguel that I first met, that would have really taken that real hard and focused all your energy and attention in that other direction, and you chose to empower yourself, move forward with just knowing that everything was going to work out fine. So then you move through with an openness of receiving of what's it going to be like, and now look at it. You actually see the blessing. So it's great. Yay! I'm so happy for you too. I'm glad that you like it better. That makes everything much, much better. All right, so what a beautiful conversation that we just had, and I just want to say thank you to everyone for joining. We had a great technical service today, and if all of you at home, if you haven't subscribed yet, please do so. Like, share, help us send the message out to other people as well. We appreciate you so much, and we will see you next time. Namaste.